host of My View with Lara Trump right here on the Fox News channel. Lara Trump is with us. All right, so now we got 4 congressmen on top of Senator Van Hollen. Why didn't Senator Van Hollen ever pick up a phone and call Rachel Morin's mother or Kayla Hamilton's family? Why didn't he care about those constituents that were murdered and raped, that were really from Maryland and were really innocent victims?
It is the question of all questions, Sean, the million-dollar question, one might say. And, you know, to see this group of Democrats, descend upon El Salvador as if they are on some incredible mission down there. We should all applaud what they're doing. It is ridiculous. It's crazy. 54% of Americans in a CNN poll recently, by the way, said that they think that people who came to this country illegally, broke our law to be here, should be deported, not the least of which, of course, MS-13 gang members, which this guy appears to have been. The fact that you've seen the Democrats stoop to this level, I think, is shocking to everyone. But they never learned their lesson, Sean. They continue digging themselves deeper and deeper. And you realize when you heard sort of your open there, it's never anyone else's fault. You have Jim Clyburn saying that the mainstream media is to blame. It's not the message. It's not that they have bad policies and bad messages. It's that the media hasn't represented it well. Excuse me. The mainstream media has been the marketing arm for the Democrat Party and basically a 24/7 infomercial for the past 8 years. But this is the new Democrat Party. Donald Trump has beaten them on every single issue. He won handily on November 5th. He won the popular vote. He won every single swing state. And now they are in disarray. They have no leadership. They have no message. They have no idea what they're doing. So they're all down in El Salvador trying to get a guy who should never have been in this country in the first place back in America. It's outrageous.
So you were with the RNC, and now you're hosting a hit show here on Fox. We're glad you're back. But you have the vice chair of the Democratic National Committee is saying pretty much that if you're not in lockstep with AOC, the Squad, Jasmine Crockett, and that radical wing of the party, that they're going to try and primary you. I'm perfectly happy with that. I don't see a lot of pushback. Hakeem Jeffries pushed back gently. It sounds to me like most leaders in the Democratic Party want to go harder left. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, and the problem they have, too, is anyone who was sort of a moderate Democrat at this point won't even admit that they're a Democrat. I mean, I interviewed on my show Saturday night Mayor Eric Adams of New York City, who is a lifelong Democrat, who is now an independent right now. And even he said it's because this is no longer a party of common sense. When you get more and more radical and push farther and farther left, you're going to lose a lot of the country. And that's exactly what's happened to the Democrats. So as the former co-chair of the Republican Party, I am all for Jasmine Crockett and AOC being the representatives and the face of the Democrat Party. I suggest that every Democrat out there start behaving that way and start pushing farther left. Because, Sean, Republicans will win in perpetuity. It's outrageous. It's crazy. And the American people have demanded common sense back. Thank goodness we have President Trump back in the White House.
So you look at this recent poll in terms of potential 2028 presidential candidates. You've got both Kamala Harris, AOC, leading the pack by a wide margin. Both have plus 60-point favorable ratings. And then a more moderate voice like John Fetterman, Stephen A. Smith, they have a net negative favorability rating of 17 and 16% respectively. Doesn't that kind of tell you everything you need to know about where the Democrats are in terms of rank and file also? It seems like this is the direction that Democrats in Washington reflect the people around the country that like that party.
Yeah, that's their new party. They are radical leftists. And the fact that, by the way, you just commented on John Fetterman being more of the moderate wing of the party.
I know.
Sean, think that like even 2 years ago. Yeah, it's crazy, but that's where they are. You know, you look back at the policies of, look at Hillary Clinton, who you just played a clip from there. Look at Bill Clinton when he was president of the United States. Their policies would actually fit in more so with the Republican Party now than they ever would with the Democrats of today. And so this really is a party that's lost. This really is a party who has no idea what to do. So you can see them grasping at straws and doing crazy things like sending a delegation down to El Salvador, which I assume the taxpayers paid for. So congratulations, America. That's where your money's going.
Isn't that great? I love my money going to such important causes like going after and bringing back MS-13 gang members as determined by not one but two judges. Laura Trump, thank you. We appreciate